Rolling TV back again with another video. In today's video, we're gonna be talking about why I started a clothing brand and just basically what I learned from me just running a clothing brand. So if you guys are new to my channel, please consider liking and subscribing. For me, I feel like why I started a clothing brand for me in general was basically because for me, as me having a lot, like I have a lot of artwork on my body because I used to like draw a lot when I was in high school. I used to be a drawer, so a lot of stuff when I was in school I kind of wasn't really paying attention to the teachers because I felt like whatever they were saying, it just made me fall asleep, so it was like boring. So what I would do, I used to draw in class because, you know, I feel like school was just too boring for real. So I don't know, I just like I like art. So and then as me being a teenager, I was like, I wanted to get a tattoo so bad. I was like, man, I gotta get some ink because that's like the new thing. Like everybody was getting tattoos at the time. So I had got a tattoo, and my first tattoo was basically like my initials. My initials is Raw, so I got like a skull, and I got my initials is Raw, so I got a Raw on her. So as I got more, like getting to more ink, I started getting like basically like a rose and stuff. Like I'm into like art, like you know, like basically like plants, nature, animals and stuff like that. So I just kept adding on to it because it's kind of like an addicting thing, right? You know what I mean? Like once you get one, you want to get another one. So I later transitioned to fashion because the stuff that I was wearing, because like I like being creative, I would go to the malls and I wouldn't see something that would resonate with me because I got a lot of tattoos. So I couldn't find something that resonate for my story. You know what I mean? So that's why my brand is called like Tattoos Tell a Story, because for me, like certain things I might have, like, or you, whoever watching, like you might have someone like a loved one pass away and you get a tattoo of them, a face or their name, and it's on your body. I realized for me, I couldn't go to the mall and find something that resonate with me because they didn't have a clothing line, a clothing brand for it. So I figured like, let me start getting creative and really getting into designing the clothes. So I got into designing the clothes. I was very artistic. I was thinking like, what would be a good idea for me to, you know, start a clothing brand. And by me having a lot of tattoos, people were saying that my ink was raw. So I was like, dang, like that sounds kind of raw ink. And boom, it just went. That's how I just came across. It came across to name the clothing brand Raw Ink. And it could be for like people that got raw like tattoos and they inked up. So like if you got a lot of tats, you like, man, you inked up. So it's like a phrase, you know, raw ink. So I went with that, and that's how like I started. I was like, yeah, I gotta go with that. I'm running with that. Plus it fit me. So I went with that, and then as far as like me on the creative process and stuff, I started learning how to design on like, you know, different platforms. They have a lot of platforms on there, but I was more learning like how can I get like more shirts made with my design on it. So I think there's a lot of platforms, like I think there's like Printify, there's Printful, you could design some stuff. There's ink, custom ink. A lot of I was just starting off with some of the brands that's already that learn how to do it, and then eventually I wanted to get more creative and really have an official logo. So then I had to go find somebody to make a logo. So if you guys are like trying to start a clothing brand, the most important thing is finding the logo and the name for your brand, because that's gonna be the representation of your foundation and stuff. So I know how to find that. For me, I was like, you know, yeah, I got to get a logo for it. So boom, I got a logo, and I first got my first shirts made, put a logo on it, and got my shirts in. Now, meanwhile, what I did on my mistake, I brought a lot of like inventory. So I got like a lot of shirts, and I couldn't sell all of it. So a lot of stuff I just had sitting there. So I wasn't able to make too many sales on it because, one, when you start in a clothing brand, it's hard to get sales up front because you ain't build that brand name, or you ain't build like, you know, when they call it name brand, you got to build the name for your brand. So I wasn't a name brand, so people wasn't gonna invest, especially pay that type of money where they can go buy some Nike, Puma, Adidas, and for the same price. If you're trying to sell it, you know, people rather buy for somebody like that that's more reputable than somebody that's local doing it. So, you know, I would say if you're trying to start a clothing brand, one thing you gotta have is a lot of patience, because it takes time and errors. You're gonna learn, like you're gonna invest a lot of money into it, and then you're gonna take a lot of losses. You're gonna gain some wins, you're gonna gain some people along the way to help you, and you know what I'm saying, that's just a part of the business, you know what I'm saying. But you gotta always think like you gotta be in for the long run, the long term game, because if you just do it for a year and you ain't really feeling it like that, like if it ain't like, you just gonna give up on it because you feel like it ain't making you no money. So you can't really think about the money first. You kind of got to do it just out of the passion of like, yeah, I really want to do it, like this is something I'm really passionate about. Same thing with me in music, like, you know, if you're doing music, if you're a music or if you're a musician or whatever, you gotta have a passion doing it, or it's gonna be short-lived. So, you know what I mean? Same thing with fashion and everything. So, I know for me, I was like I really, you know, I'm in it for the long run. I know I can see potential wearing it because I know a lot of people have tattoos. You know what I'm saying? So like, I'm like, yeah, this could be different. It's definitely gonna be something I can plan for the future. So if you guys are new to my channel, please consider liking and subscribing. If you have a clothing brand yourself, drop your clothing brand at the bottom of this video. Let everybody know with your clothing brand. And yeah, I'll catch you on my next video. Ryan TV. Y'all know what it is. I'm back. I'll be back on that one. Peace.